Hi, and welcome to another story time brought to you by ABC Read and ABC Learn, in which we are here to help you develop and nurture that love of reading in every child as well as every adult. How is everyone doing out there today? I hope that everyone is doing great. Whatever time of day it is, wherever you are, whatever part of the country you are, or part of the world where you are listening and watching our videos, I hope you all are doing fabulous. And I hope you all have read for at least 30 minutes today, or you are planning to read for at least 30 minutes today. And another benefit to reading aloud is reading aloud helps you to visualize, all right? Reading aloud helps you to visualize or picture yourself doing something, or maybe going to a different place or something of that nature, right? So for example, say if someone was reading a story to you about someone taking swimming lessons, and say you don't know how to swim. And after, during the read aloud, you're listening to the story and you're visualizing yourself actually taking swimming lessons as well, right? All right. So reading aloud again helps you to visualize or picture yourself doing something. All right. All right. So I hope that you all enjoyed that reading aloud benefit, and I hope it's beneficial to you as well, obviously. And bam, here we go. Here's our book that I'm going to read to you all for today. And you all can see that cover, right? I really like this cover, man. It is awesome. And let's read the title together. Emmanuel's Dream: The True Story of Emmanuel Ofuso Yeboah. The author, her name is Laurie and Thompson and Sean Qualls. Okay, so they're the authors and the illustrators of this book. And of course, you see the boy on the bike, right? Can you look a little closer though? You see one of his legs, right? Obviously, there's something wrong with one of his legs, okay? But has it stopped him from getting on this bike? Shh, no, it has not. And that was one of the things that drew me to this book. I said, wow. The first thing that came to my mind was inspired, all right? I was actually getting inspired just by the cover alone. I don't know, maybe you guys are inspired as well, right? Inspired, what does that mean? Well, it makes you feel like you want to get up and do something, right? Just like I gave the example of someone, if they were reading a book to you about taking swimming lessons and you don't know how to swim. Well, hey, if you don't know how to swim and you're like, hey, you know what? After reading that book or listening to that story, it makes you want to get up and go take lessons. That's what inspired means, all right? And that's how I felt about when I saw the cover of this book. So what are your predictions? What do you think this story is going to be about? Well, obviously, you see the boy on the bike, something about him riding a bike somewhere. I don't know. Maybe over a friend's house. I don't know. Well, let's find out what Emmanuel's dream is all about. Here's our title page. In Ghana, West Africa, a baby boy was born. Two bright eyes blinked in the light. Two healthy lungs let out a powerful cry. Two tiny fists opened and closed. But only one strong leg kicked. Most people thought he would be useless or worse, a curse. His father left, never to return. But his mother had faith. Her name was Comfort, and she named her first child Emmanuel, meaning God is with us. As Emmanuel grew, Mama Comfort told him he could have anything, but he would have to get it for himself. He learned to crawl and hop, to fetch water and climb coconut trees. He even shined shoes to earn money. Most kids with disabilities couldn't go to school. Still, Emmanuel's mother carried him there. Until one day she said, "You are too heavy." From then on, Emmanuel hopped to school and back, 2 miles each way on one leg by himself. At first, nobody would play with him. So Emmanuel saved his money and bought something none of his classmates had. What do you think it was? A brand new soccer ball. Of course he was sharing, though. If he could play too. Lunging and spinning on crutches his grandmother had found for him and kicking the ball with his good left foot, Emmanuel earned their respect. His new friends sometimes use their lunch money to rent bikes. Would Emmanuel be able to join them? His friend Godwin pushed him fast so he could balance. Over and over again, Emmanuel fell hard. But finally, you've guessed it, he rode. When Emmanuel was 13, Mama Comfort got very sick. She could no longer sell vegetables at the market, and Emmanuel's sister and brother were too little to work. He would have to support them. Against his mother's wishes, Emmanuel snuck out and boarded a midnight train to the bustling city of Accra, 150 miles away alone. He didn't know it then, but it would be 2 years before he saw his family again. Emmanuel arrived full of hope. There were so many people, but no one would hire him. Shopkeepers and restaurant owners told him to go out and beg like other disabled people did. Emmanuel refused. Finally, a food stand owner offered him a job and a place to live. When Emmanuel wasn't serving drinks, he kept busy shining shoes. He earned money and sent it home. One morning when Emmanuel went to buy shoe shining supplies, the shopkeeper thought he was there to beg and scolded him. Insulted, Emmanuel slammed his money down on the counter. The shopkeeper apologized, but Emmanuel would never forget. When Mama Comfort grew sicker, Emmanuel went home to be with her. From her bed on Christmas Eve, she told her son, "Be respectful. Take care of your family. Don't ever beg. And don't give up." By the next morning, Emmanuel's beloved mother was dead. He was heartbroken, but he knew her last words had been a gift. He would honor them by showing everyone that being disabled does not mean being unable. It was a big dream, but Emmanuel had a plan. Emmanuel had a sharp mind and a bold heart and one strong leg. All he needed was a bike. At first, no one would help. They thought his plan to bicycle around Ghana was impossible. Then Emmanuel wrote to the Challenged Athletes Foundation all the way in San Diego, California. They sent him a bike, plus a helmet, shorts, socks, and gloves. Emmanuel started training for the long ride. He persuaded the king of his region to give him a royal blessing. He went door to door asking for additional support. Finally, he hired a taxi to follow him with drinking water, a camera, and his best friends. Then Emmanuel tied his right leg to the bike's frame, jammed his left foot into a flip-flop attached to the pedal, and rode. Emmanuel pedaled through the bustling city of Accra. He pedaled through rainforests, over rolling hills, and across wide, muddy rivers. He pedaled past oldham forests and plantain farms, and through the market city of Kumasi. He pedaled as trucks roared past on the narrow highways, and wild animals stalked his thoughts. He pedaled through vast grasslands and into the ancient city of Tamale. He rode up, down, across, and around his country, proudly wearing the colors of its flag on a shirt printed with the words, the Pozo, or the disabled person. Along the way, Emmanuel talked to those with physical challenges and those without, to poor farm workers and wealthy landowners, to religious leaders, government officials, and reporters. He wanted everyone to see him and his disability. He wanted everyone to hear him and his message. The farther Emmanuel rode, the more attention he got. Children cheered. Able-bodied adults ran or rode along with him. People with disabilities left their homes and came outside, some for the very first time. The young man once thought of as cursed was becoming a national hero. He completed his astounding journey, pedaling south to the sea and back up to Accra, nearly 400 miles in just 10 days. But Emmanuel's success goes even further than that. He proved that one leg is enough to do great things, and one person is enough to change the world. In this world, we are not perfect. We can only do our best. Emmanuel Ofuso Yeboah. The end. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that story, and I hope that you all understood what I meant when I said that I was inspired by this story. All right. And as you can tell in the story, there were countless numbers of examples of how Emmanuel showed us how we should be inspired and be hopeful. And if we have a plan, a vision, and we visualize ourselves doing something, guess what? It can and it will happen, God willing. All right. So remember again to like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you are loving these stories and benefiting from these stories, all right? Because we are here to help each other get better with our reading, all right? All right, you guys, take care. And remember to keep reading at least 30 minutes a day. Happy reading.